if you want to blow up Lisa's spot because of her actions, I highly encourage it. Send this to the shade room, because she needs to be dealt with. Hi, yes, hello, it's Bora, and let's cue the intro. Hey guys, so today we're talking about 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days tell-all. I suffered through the 10-hour leak with the intention of making a video beforehand, and then I was like, I don't want to do that. So here we are. But now that I've watched both the televised tell-all and the leaked version, there are a few things you should know TLC is hiding. First, we have Lisa and Usman. So we already know Lisa, sorry girls are trash, but we didn't know she was racist. And I say so because of this clip.
Of recent, last week, Lisa, you call me, which I know it is totally inappropriate in America, but you call me. I don't even get angry about that because I'm used to the way how you are behaving.
So if you listen, Usman accuses Lisa of calling him the N-word. And can I say we are surprised? Honestly, seems on brand to me. And the thing is, TLC not including this just tells us a whole lot about TLC's priorities, because they know what's going on in the world right now. They know if Twitter got a handle of this, that they would literally, their hands would be forced into possibly kicking out this couple as well. The same way they took out Geoffrey and Varya after the public outcry. So if you take anything away from this video, it's that TLC is shady, has their priorities in the wrong place, because this lady is literally racist. And before saying, well, just because she said the N-word doesn't mean she's racist. Why is that in her vocabulary towards her husbands? And at this point, we're not in a point where you can be just complicit. You're either anti-racist or racist. So no, homegirl racist. Also, I'd like to add the porn star they kept talking about was Trisha Paytas. Like, I don't know what crossover is happening right now, but this is getting wild. Second couple. So we have David and Lana. So David, he honestly had like a quarter, maybe 20% of that tell-all leak footage. Like, that was a huge chunk was dedicated to this couple. And David, he says a whole lot, but then like also says nothing at all. Like, nothing he says makes sense. So I'm just gonna read off some bullet points from David. So apparently Lana is dirt poor, but makes twice the average income. Makes sense.
She's very poor. She has very little clothes, very little possessions, and just recently, because from this last trip, she was flat broke, didn't have a job because she had just moved to Kyiv, and couldn't afford to live. So she earns almost double the average salary over there in Ukraine, doing what she does do.
Second, Lana's only friends are on the site. What? Why are her only friends on the site? Isn't she in Kyiv with her family? Can she not meet other people elsewhere? Specifically this site? Okay, girl. Okay.
Yes, she had talked about that before, and she's on there because she has no friends. She just moved recently to Kyiv and is living with her sister, and those are her only friends. The people that she's talked to for 8 years now, 9 years now, on that website are her friends.
Next, Lana doesn't want to leave the site because, just like the other girls that are on it, they're not eager to leave the site unless they have a very serious option lying ahead of them. So that only leads me to believe that there's some incentive keeping them on the site, and they need something or someone to really give them a proposal that will lead them to feel comfortable leaving the site. But I also am led to believe now that that means they're being paid or they're getting some reimbursement from being on this site. Because why else? What else is holding you to this site? If you're going through an agency, can't they just re-sign you up? Make it make sense.
Absolutely a reason why they can't leave the website. I'm one person. I'm one single person that's trying to pursue her. She doesn't know if I'm going to be real. She doesn't know if I'm ever going to come over there. She doesn't know if it's even going to turn into anything. Is she going to take that risk to get off the website or to get kicked off the website? Because if she converses with somebody outside of the website, that's breaking United States IMBRA law. So is she going to take that risk, that chance, and lose her opportunity to talk to any other foreign person by getting kicked off that website? No, she's not.
Also, David claims he hasn't sent Lana any money. But then he also says over the course of 8 years, he has sent her maybe about $4,000. Which one is it? Either you didn't send her any money, or you have. And it seems like he's not counting the gifts he gave her. So this would be like an iPhone. I think he said he was working on getting her a laptop. I mean, this was during the show as well, so you probably got that info as well. And I don't think he was counting those, which are gifts that are very pricey, in that $4,000.
Given her $3,000 to $4,000, and that's what she didn't want to answer. That question she didn't want to answer. Like, how much money have you given? She's nervous about answering that question. I've given her $3,000, maybe closer to $4,000, I don't know, over the course of the last 8 years.
And lastly, he said that love has nothing to do with their arrangement, which contradicts what we have seen on the show, because he definitely has said, "I love you" to Lana. And he wanted to kind of throw it off as like some arranged marriage, but it's like, no, you went to Ukraine 20 times looking for women. Like, that's straight up predatory and sex tourism looking to me.
Say anything about love? Love doesn't come into this. Love comes later.
It does. Well, you say you're marrying someone that you're not in love.
Which gets me on the point of, it is my personal opinion now. David says girls a lot during this tell-all, not from the one televised, but the leaked one. And something doesn't sit right with me when he says girls, because it just looks, or it just sounds like he doesn't see them as women or ladies. He sees them more as someone more vulnerable that he can't have control over. It just sounds way too predatory for me when he says girls like that. Like, these girls, yeah, the girls in Ukraine, like I'm not even phrasing it right, but the way he talks about girls instead of calling them women, which they are, they're grown women, it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, it just feels gross and demeaning.
Okay, but I heard that there were catalogs that you
Yes.
used to get, like catalogs that were actually mailed to you.
Yes, that's how I discovered it. Somebody showed
Right.
me somebody showed me a website back in 1994, 1995, probably the very first dating
Okay.
website. And there was no chat, there was no communication with girls, there were just pictures. And you
Right.
could get a catalog, and you would actually using the catalog, you would write snail mail letters to these girls.
But you would
So
actually
David-
get a catalog of these girls in the mail, right?
Wow.
Okay, and so,
So
you
David,
kind of flip
can I ask you a
through
question? Sorry.
like a photo album and
A
look
photo
at who you're
album.
interested in.
Yes, a photo album.
So
yes.
David,
And then
David, are you?
and then basically write to the girls.
You
Or
could,
write
yeah,
to the
you would
women.
write the girl. I didn't do that.
So another one that we have up is Ed and Rose. So Ed has been accused of sex tourism by his fellow castmates. And honestly, I don't disagree.
He's a guy that
Come
goes
on!
to sex tourism. Get him out of here.
Stop yelling, everybody!
Guys, stop.
But it's kind of ironic that David was one of the castmates. That's like, not really innocent either. And then the other one was Lisa. And we all saw how Ed continued to conduct itself during the tell-all. His strategy was deflect and not acknowledge what was just said. So when Rose was kind of accusing him, or I believe her for the most part, was accusing him of all these things, he would say, "What? Why are you lying? That's crazy. Oh my god," without actually addressing what is being said. So that just tells me he maybe doesn't feel like he can deny it, but also can't defend himself, or else that could easily put him in a hole. So he did the same thing here. When people said, "Well, you're a sex tourist and that's freaking disgusting," he would not even like give a rebuttal. Like, he just kept it pushing by berating everybody else. So now we have Tom and Darcey. Tom and Darcey are an interesting case because even though in the 10-hour leaked version of the tell-all, they didn't get much airtime, we still got a decent amount of information from what was provided. So, firstly, Darcey has helped Tom financially over the course of their relationship. I am not quite sure the number, but I think she said around 2K or so she gave him, and this would be for little stuff here and there, I guess for his mom, blah blah blah. But to her, she's just like, whatever, water under the bridge, like, I'm not gonna see that money again, even though for some of it he promised to pay her back and he had not.
You know, he was going through some times. I don't want to get into that, but you know, I would help him when he needed it.
So you would help Tom financially when he,
I mean,
when
you
he
know,
needed
I mean, a
some
little
help.
here, a little there, just to help. You know, if he needed something. I was very generous, and he's like, "Oh, I'll pay you back when we get back to Nottingham or whatever." I was like, "All right, whatever." I didn't really like, you know.
And he never paid you back?
No.
Okay.
But
All
you
right.
know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I've learned. My
Okay,
lesson
so
with it.
yeah, so if you could put a number on it, like how much do you think you have spent on him?
At least, probably totally maybe add up to at least 2, probably. That's
Two?
not including the. No,
Right,
yeah.
but Tom, okay,
Yeah,
Tom.
with
So you've
Tom,
spent
no,
about
it was
$2,000.
less
Are we really surprised? Because wasn't Tom accused of posting other people's Instagram pictures as his own? That stuff is wild to me because that's actually happened to me before. I posted a picture of me at Disneyland, or specifically we were at the hotel on Disneyland, and I took a bath and there's like a TV in the bath. So I took a picture of my feet and then the TV, and lo and behold, a few weeks later, I find this girl literally posted, and then I don't remember what the caption was, but it's probably like self-care or treat myself, something like that. And I was literally like, what the heck? That is my feet. Why did this person take my picture and then post it as their own, trying to flex? Like, I don't understand the mentality behind it. I mean, it's very unlikely you get caught, but at the same time, it's very easy to get caught. And the only reason why I found the picture is because she was a friend of a friend. So I'm not really sure how the people found Tom taking their photos, but it just says a lot if you're trying to flex on Instagram, especially with other people's pictures. It's like, that's just pathetic. The other thing Darcey said is she accused him of being part of a group that tried to scam her. So apparently there's this group of people and they all came together to scam other individuals around the world. And one of the people participating in this group was from Nottingham, UK. So Darcey is led to believe that it was Tom, which honestly, again, none of this surprises me. Again, these are all accusations, so I don't think she really has proof that it was him. But it's just very, very convenient that one of the individuals that's part of this, I guess, scamming group was from there.
You know, after Tom, I had met somebody that kind of targeted me, and then it was people that I knew, and Tom was included, I believe, in this, that they were using things against me, and it was not right. It was not cool. There was some certain IP address that were located to England, in Nottingham, and some other places, and it seemed very strange. So, I mean, I can understand her story. Mine went a little deeper. I don't want to get into that, but it's disgusting. I think it's a network of people that try to prey on women from around the world, and then they collect them.
When I'm living in New York, I've been living in New York. So if I'm living...
So after that, there's nothing really else to report on the other couples, just because either they weren't really featured in this leaked version of a tell-all, or there wasn't really stuff that was not said. But my final thoughts are that, what is up with this season? This season is literally filled with toxic people, especially the men. They're all toxic in their own way, and it's gross. Like, I need more Alexi and Alex, or is it Lauren? Alexi and Lauren couples, like, to kind of cut through all that nastiness. But no, we all have different variations of whack this season. Anyways, that is everything that was not shared in the televised tell-all.
Anything you want, I go do for you, girl. Baby, I go pray for you. Me and you go there till eternity, girl. I go there for you. Anything you want, I go do for you, girl. Baby, I go pray for you. Me and you go there till eternity, girl.